What's going on, Junkie Nation? There he is, Youssef Zalal, a winner at UFC 320 this past Saturday, making quick work of Josh Emmett on the main card. Youssef, did you picture it going the way it did?
Nah, I mean, I knew I had a lot of advantages in the ground for sure. But I did not expect it to be that quick, 100% not. But you got to prepare for 15 minutes or 25 minutes. Obviously, if you fight in main event or all that. But I prepared for 15 minutes against Josh Emmett. But how he ended up, it was awesome.
This guy's a wrestler at a team where he, grapples with other wrestlers. So he's well versed in wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So I don't want to crap on him, but just tell me, was it technique? How did you make that takedown? You put him down so easy. I mean, everyone thinks of you as long, lanky, wiry, but you got some strength too, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Before I was skinny. I had to hit that gym a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was kind of wild. But nah, man, it was 7 weeks of work. That's how I got that takedown. It was, I mean, not even 7 weeks. It's more of like 3 years since I've been cut from the UFC. You know what I mean? But this camp, I really focused on that wrestling and especially on that takedown. And I was like, okay, like, I know he's gonna come in hot and looking for that power. So I was like, that's kind of that. But to answer your question, is definitely 7 weeks of work. That's what it took.
Well, that was very, very impressive. And what a statement. I thought unfairly you got critiqued after your last fight because of that last round. And guess what? I was part of it. But what I meant was I mentioned it.
Yeah, bro, the truth is coming out.
Hold on a second.
It's coming out. I like this.
No, check it out. I think the comeback has been amazing. The fight win streak has been amazing, and I thought in a division that's so crowded, sometimes that can make the difference to the matchmakers. They love the finish. The whole Dana White Contender Series is built on that. Go for it at the end, and so my critique was just like that might hurt him going forward because he's on such a roll. But no one here ever thought, oh, pussy or nothing like that. No one ever thought that. You clearly beat Calvin Kattar, but that remains. You see Movsar Evloev, he backs off from a fight and he's won quite a few in a row, and all of a sudden he's off to the side because Lerone Murphy steps in. That division, man, anything can happen, and so that's kind of what I meant. But on top of that, there's a lot of fans that just completely crapped on you. So just how good did it feel to shove it in our faces?
Nah. I love all kind of fans. You know what I mean? And it feels good. It always feels good to like be like, hey, I told you so. You know what I mean? But in the end of the day, it's like you have to like stick to your game plan and all that. But I feel like I was more opened up to the fans. You know what I mean? I feel like I was not hiding it. I'm like, oh, like F you guys and all that. Like, I didn't. I literally said, hey, I messed up. I felt the pressure. I had a lot of things going on in that third round. Like everything hit me, not injury wise or nothing. I didn't make no excuses or nothing. I was completely honest with everybody in my interviews that I felt that pressure. Oh my gosh, he's top 10. This is my first co-main event. This is my first day. It's like all these things like I've really felt. So that's why I was like, I'm very happy I got to experience it on a win than a loss. So for me to go into the next fight, I took all the experience that I learned from Kattar's fight to this fight. So I'm just here to show the world and show these people you're not perfect. There's nobody perfect. You know what I mean? And there's some things that you're going to learn and grow. And I'm not the guy that be like, I could have easily said, hey, I broke my right arm. And I had to move, you know what I mean? But I didn't. I didn't say none of that. I was clearly honest, and honesty would always win.
Well, you might have broken Emmett's arm. That was a nice submission against a tough guy who's been at the top, a guy who didn't want to fight you early on. And I don't think it was anything personal. I think what he meant just was he's been banging up here and this other guy. But that's what happens. It'll happen to you one day, Youssef. You'll be a veteran who's accomplished a lot, maybe won a world title, and then all of a sudden you have to, reach down and pull someone up. And but anyway, I'm glad I got to see the fight, and it's just amazing on your behalf. The takedown, and then you attack with that submission. I guess I'll continue being a jerk. When you went like this, I was like, take it easy, Youssef. Take it easy. Like, you won the fight. I don't know that we're there yet at the title, but you're definitely on your way. And then I think you've backtracked on that. My brother will disagree with me. He'll say, hey, he's got to throw it in existence because one day you are going to be fighting for a title. So you might as well start getting people warmed up.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think Lerone deserves a title shot?
I think Mozart deserves the title shot.
Thank you very much. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This division, it's all about opportunity. Yes. Why Mozart hasn't got a fight? You critiqued him as well. You said because he hasn't finished, he hasn't did this and this and that. So you can never make somebody happy, but it's also a critique when it comes to parts of it. I'm like, okay, why is everybody talking about Lerone getting a fight? If you want to talk about that, I just finished the guy that he went 5 rounds with.
That's a good point. I
finished him in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So it's like, okay, so now that puts me in the line. Why does he goes in the line? You know what I mean? So
he's got like 3 more wins though, right? I think he's won 8 in a row or something like that. Or
yeah, I mean that's fine. Okay. I won 5 in a row with 4 finishes. How many finishes does he have in those 8 in a row?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? We could go number wise in that, but I don't need to do that. You know what I mean? If he gets title shot, I'll be happy for him. That's why in the end I said, look, Diego looked fantastic. He shut down a guy has a lot of hype. Yeah, that had a lot of hype.
But he just fought for the title, so I don't know that he's going to get it. Have you heard anything? Is he going to get it, or is it going to be Lerone? What have you heard? You got contacts?
No, I don't. The only thing I got was the interview that Volk did that he has no opponent. Yeah. And I'm hearing they're saying there's a Pert card in February that he's going to headline.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I'm seeing, but that's why I was like, I jumped on the opportunity of Murphy, and I was like, hey, let me get the Murphy opportunity because he has all the hype. He has everything. And I want to go with that. You know what I mean? Because everybody was talking about Gene Silva. If he beats Diego, he gets the title shot because everybody was believing the hype.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, okay, well, let me go where the hype is at. And let me go where this is at because this is how this sport is. This sport is about moments and opportunities and chances. So I'm going to shoot my shot and go for the opportunity and chances. And you want to talk about a shot, Ilya beat Josh Emmett, and he was number 10, and he got the title shot.
Okay.
So, listen, my man, I got numbers as well, and I got receipts as well. So we can go all day. We can do this all day. But, hey, shoot that shot, and then I shot my shot. And if that means 2 more fights, 3 more fights, I don't care. But I wanted my respect.
No, don't say that one either. Don't say that one either. You're not 3 fights away. You're just 1 fight away. That's it. If they give it to you, God bless you.
I called out Lerone Murphy. That's what I called him.
If they give it to you, hey, I have no problems with it. But I don't think you're 3 fights away either. I don't like when fighters say whatever the UFC wants. No, it's whatever you want. So I did like that you said it. All I said was, well, I think Mozart or Diego or Lerone are ahead, and he's coming in that next wave. You ever been at the beach? And you're like, oh, I should have got that wave, but then that next wave's coming. You're in that next wave.
Yeah, and like you said, it's like no disrespect to Josh Emmett. It's the same thing. Like you put yourself in the rankings. You were that good. So it's like your choices. You're gonna fight guys like me, David Dunama, Steve Garcia, all these young upcoming guys is coming in. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't blame him for not want to fight me, but also I was like, hey man, like you have no other choice. All the top 5 guys, top 10, you lost to.
Hey, little bro, get me out of this mess. You take over.
Well, look, I do want to go back to Emmett just for a second because George is right. We were at the UFC Fan Expo. We interviewed you. We asked you who you wanted. You said Emmett. He sat down like 10 minutes after you left, and we told him what you said. And he said, no, I'm not about that. You know, and he wasn't like rude about it, but he was very vocal about not wanting that. Now that it happened, do you feel like maybe he didn't give you enough credit? And B, did you get a chance to maybe talk to him afterwards, and did his tune change a little bit?
No, I didn't talk to him. I mean, every time I talk to anybody, he's the nicest guy. I heard he's super, super, super nice guy. He's a gentleman. He's a super, super nice guy. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I hate this goddamn sport sometimes. I feel like it's such a like, you have a nice guy, and I don't blame him for not fighting me. To be honest, if I was in his position, I would not want to fight me either. I don't want to fight those guys that move a lot. I got to chase them. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like, I won't either. So I don't blame him at all. I did feel disrespected in a way of, hey, just say I don't want to fight this guy. I want to move up a weight class. I know he did an interview in the UFC on Fight Week. He said, well, I didn't say I didn't want to fight him because he was not a bigger name. I just wanted to fight her like a bigger name, like I was willing to go to 55 and stuff like that. then you should have said just, hey, I want a money fight, not a bigger fight. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's when I kind of took it as a disrespect. I'm like, well, you guys are just passing me around. Like, I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? And so I felt disrespected. But hey, I don't blame him at all. I really don't blame him at all. And I heard he's a super nice guy, and he's a legend of this sport, man. I give him all due respect in the world.
Well, we can confirm that he's a really good guy.
Yeah, everybody said that. I've never heard a single bad thing about him, which is pretty crazy to me to see a violent guy like that you think he's gonna be that nice. You know what I mean? Because he's not nice in the cage. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Okay, let me ask you this: what about the opportunities of being that backup fighter? Is that something that you would entertain in any of these fights?
Why not? 100%. That you guys know, you guys done this sport for like been covering this sport for a long, long time, and injuries always happen, and especially sometimes fighters will be injured middle of the camp, and they may be all the way to the fight week and hoping it'll become better. So yeah, 100%. There's always opportunities for that and chances for that. So yeah, 100%.
Does it matter to you who the champion is when you get there?
No, because it really, whoever is in that name, like beating a guy like Volk or Diego, that says it all. You know what I mean? So those guys are huge names. Those guys are one of the biggest names in the sport. You know what I mean? So it's anybody from now on is a big name. So it really just pushes it even more.
You know, you're the fighter, we're the media. But we kind of worked as a team last time. You asked for Emmett, they gave it to you. Got another name? You got something other than what you did on Saturday night? Have you rethought things, a different scenario that you want to throw out there? Because we made it happen last time.
Murphy. I want Murphy. Murphy. And like I said, if the fight happened between him and Volk, then cool. Let's find somebody else. You know what I mean? Yair, Diego, all those guys. But if it's not him and Volk, I want Murphy.
Where?
Oh, speaking of December 6th, T-Mobile.
There you go.
I'm ready to go quick. I'm ready to turn around. And I know they don't have nobody. Like, I don't know if you guys heard something. Obviously, you guys are the media. I haven't heard nothing. There's not a big fight in that card yet.
Yeah. No. Well, isn't that where Pantoja might? Well.
Oh,
no,
actually, that's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know what I've heard.
Maybe he fights next year, but.
Yeah. Would you want to wait for the CBS/Paramount Plus era? By the way, it's 1 month later, and just start with a new. Well, maybe not. I mean, some people will carry over, but a new audience, and the UFC is going to splash hard early on.
I think when I fought, there was like a whole Paramount staff was there, so like the whole crew, apparently, like multiple people. So it really doesn't matter, you know. It's like what matters is what you do, how you perform, and stuff like that. So it kind of go from there, but. It doesn't matter to me. I want to stay active. Obviously, that was a long break. That's a long break for me. I fought 4 fights in 11 months, and then it took like 7 months till I get Josh Emmett. So for me, I know when you get to the rankings, it's kind of harder, but still, I want that opportunity. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go do that opportunity.
Yeah. All right. So one more time, you will fight in Perth if your number's called, and you're hearing possibly February, but you're also willing to fight in December if Perth or that opportunity is not there, and it's Lerone Murphy. That's kind of where you stand right now, right? We got 100%. That right.
I want to change my life, and to do that, you got to jump on those opportunities. You know what I mean? Because beating a guy like Murphy or fighting a guy like Murphy that has all the hype right now as well, and all this stuff, and go finishing him, and he's undefeated, and he's all this. That's gonna bring all the attention that he has to me. So, and that's what this sport is about: is stealing other person's hype. So, and their opportunity. It's crazy you're saying it out loud like that, which is so messed up how this sport is.
What's messed up?
That like somebody gets all the hype, and then you go take it away and beat him, and then now you're the hype. You know what I mean? It's so messed up.
I thought the crowd should have popped more for you. You're very likable. You're out there cornering fighters, you know, and I think you went down with Jeremy in California, and you're helping promote a card.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there 2 weeks. I'll be there in 2 weeks.
You do your thing as a fighter. I noticed there was boo birds for some fighters, and then obviously cheers for other fighters. How would you say your relationship is with the fans, and Are things growing? Has anything changed in the last 24, 36 hours?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't get no hate at all, apparently. But apparently there was like some mixed feelings about it. Like I said, I'm a very honest person. I'm a very open person. Like I opened up and I said what I said about the fans and all that stuff. And apparently I got a bunch of texts that they just didn't like because I'm a Muslim or something. I don't know, but I was like, I didn't even look at it. So.
Man, you want to know something, Youssef? I was actually gonna go there, but I thought, nah, the mood's good or whatever. But I've often thought that. I wonder if even Magomed and Goliath, there used to be this whole USA Russia thing. I think that's 30 years old. But that guy was getting rained so many boos, and I get it. Poeton's popular, but man, like the hate that was coming in, I was like, God, like, is there a little bit of a even culture divide, just in fandom?
Well, because they told a couple messages as well. They said because when Ramirez got the finish, they did the same thing, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's weird. That was a hell of a fight." The guy,
Hell of a
were
fight.
trying to kill him, like basically kill him, and then got the finish. Like that was an amazing performance. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I heard. That's what I got. I don't know, to be honest. I like you guys seen the post interview. I said what I said. I apologized, which I didn't even need to apologize, but that was kind of like my thing, man. I'm just honest and like I told those fans. And my teammate actually said it today, which is pretty amazing. Dustin Jacoby always says some wise stuff. And he said, just remember, those fans that were booing you, they will see you at the airport. They will walk up to you and take a picture and get a signature. So, and I was
Amen to that. Amen to that.
So,
All
and I was
the
like,
haters.
Man, that's a wise guy that's been doing this game for so long. And to hear that, it was like, wow. Like I'm really still young when it comes to that experience in a way. When to have that many fans watching you, to have this many things watching you, because in the first run, I did not have that many people. It was COVID. It was that I was not really as good as I am right now. And there's a lot of things that changed between the last Youssef and this Youssef. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of experience I'm getting used to. I never had haters before like that in my life. Like apparently, people sending me like people just creating a whole Instagram page that's on Youssef Zalal hater. And I was like, what? I was like, I have that now. I was like, they were like, that's a good thing, Youssef. And I was like, I didn't know that was a good thing. And I was like, what the hell? But that was kind of like the thing. So I'm still learning and I'm still growing in that aspect, and obviously the fighting aspect as well.
If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping, and you're definitely popping. So the haters, it's probably a good thing on that end. All right, Goes has one more. Goes, go ahead.
I want to end on a question and a suggestion. So the question first, I remember when I was in high school or college, and the teacher would give you all these things. This is what the midterm's going to be on, and it's just a bunch of stuff. You spend all night, all week studying, and then they just give you this like 6 or 10 questions, and you're like, what? I did all that for that? You seem very happy. You obviously, nothing seems broken or nothing, but you put in a lot for this fight, and it came and it went. Did you get it out of your system?
Yeah, I kind of like I'm always hard on myself, man. You can ask my coaches, my teammates, and everybody. I have like just a bad like every time I go in, I'm like, man, like I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. I gotta get this, I gotta get that. And after that performance, man, and like all that hard work, I got to take a deep breath and really relax and really enjoy the fruits of your labor, as they say. You know what I mean? So I really got to take a deep breath, relax, and I'm already looking at helping my teammate David Dunama fights in November 1st, main event, big, huge fight for him. So I'm already helping him and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the thing a little bit, but want to be a world champion or to achieve that, you got to do things that 99% of the world can't do.
Suggestion time. Morocco has got very cool culture. Their colors pop. Start thinking about what your custom kit's going to look like, because you could make that thing look really cool when you add in that Moroccan culture and all that. I'd love to see what you come up with for something.
Oh, bro, that'd be dope. Add the Atlas lion, the famous lions. They're lions. Moroccans are famous for lions. The Atlas lion, and that's what they call them. The Moroccan team, the soccer team, the Atlas lions and the lions and all that. So yeah, man, definitely. It gotta be red in that one as well. So you gotta have the red and like you said, look at the green culture and it's like that Berber culture, the mountain culture. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I love how that's what I'm talking about. You bring it to the universe, and I can't wait to do that again.
Yep.
Are there a lot of Moroccans in your home state of Colorado? Were there at the arena? And have you heard from a lot of fans in Morocco? Like, are you starting to become one of their guys, like the popular soccer players? Remember, they had a great run at the World Cup.
100%. Like I said in the interview on Fight Week, I'm the guy that's slowly like, okay, well, we need to keep an eye on this kid. We need to keep an eye on this kid. And that's how I feel like Morocco is doing it right now. It's like, okay, like this guy is actually pretty good. You know what I mean? Because in MMA, Morocco is not really that big. You know what I mean? And slowly getting up there, and we don't have somebody like to represent us as big as possible as we can, especially at the level that we at. You know what I mean? At the UFC. So for me, I feel like I said, I'm slowly like going up there and climbing up that rankings and climbing up those fans slowly. So yeah, man, I can't wait to keep doing that, obviously. But Colorado doesn't have a lot of Moroccans. I know there's a lot of Moroccans that reach out to me that actually flew from like New Jersey, all this to come watch me in Vegas. But obviously I know Vegas has a little bit Moroccan, but not like New York and like those areas. But hey, man, that's the goal, and that's the biggest goal. Obviously, is to bring that to the U.S. and bring those fans to the U.S. because, like you said, Morocco soccer team came in to Philadelphia to play for the Champions League Cup and all that stuff, and there's a lot of Moroccan fans that came in. So that definitely, I want to be one of those guys, and I can't wait to get that to that status.
10 years ago, nobody even knew Georgia was a country, you know, and Delite, Giga, now Marab, even Ilya, you know,
countries now in the world for MMA. Now they look.
Someone's got to lead the way, right? And so there you go, man. You're doing great, Youssef. Congrats.
It's like the thank you. It's like the, even though I'm a Muslim, but they said like the wine, the longer you leave it, the more flavor and all that stuff. And I think that's like the fruit of my labor, you know, the longer keep working, keep going, time will come. And I feel like Marab was the same way. You know, Marab, nobody wanted to like care about Marab and all that. And he's just fighting nothing but the top guys, kept working. And look at him now. One of the best, greatest bantamweights in the world.
Yeah, what a performance. What an awesome card from top to bottom. Seriously. Congrats on your win. Thanks for the time. I hope you get the big fights that are coming your way.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys.
All right.
And let's hopefully we get that Murphy fight and then we do another interview like that. You guys called it out.
You got it, bro. All right. We'll see you.